Frank Draft is coming up. It's brought to you by Draftkings, your one-stop shop for fun. I don't think that's their official slogan. It's everyone's favorite tournament of the year. The golfers are in Augusta, Georgia to compete for the coveted jacket. Draftkings, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is putting you in the center of the action by giving you a shot to land on the green. This week, Draftkings giving you 100-to-1 odds on the golfer of your choosing to finish in the top 10. All you got to do is choose golfer. He finishes in the top 10. You can win a lot of money. If you haven't tried DraftKings, this is the time. You can also go to DraftKings. You can go to their own promotions and the Jomboy specials, and they've still been running their own Kuipers, which is really cool and interesting that they have been choosing. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code JOMBOY when you sign up to turn $1 into $100 if the golfer of your choosing finishes in the top 10 of this weekend's tournament. That's code JOMBOY to turn $1 into $100 for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or in Indiana, 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
With it.
All right. Everyone got a piece of pen and paper in front of them?
I never do.
All right.
I think I'm just running back my last number.
Well, okay.
Wow.
And I still have the paper here.
A legal move.
Okay.
Is 42 out forever?
I think none of us are allowed to pick it.
I think it's out forever.
What?
Yeah, dude. We fucked up.
We all
got
took it
greedy.
a bunch of times.
It's one of my favorite numbers. I think it's retired. Jackie Robinson.
That's such bullshit.
I need a pen.
I like the retired aspect of it, though.
Yeah.
We've retired.
We're showing homage.
Okay.
All right, I didn't recycle the exact number, so I changed it.
Random. Pens down, Jake?
Pen down.
All right, BBD, what's your number?
It's 21 again.
Okay.
Half of 42. I just rewrote it.
74.
I took 38. 7.
Ain't that it?
BBD, do you want to draft first, second, or third?
I will take the number 1 pick.
I will take the third overall pick.
Sandwich me daddies.
Okay. All right. You have a number 1 overall pick that you wanted. I thought the 3 spot was the for sure good spot here. I think
I would have been comfortable with any pick, but I do have talking points on one specific guy.
Like paths. Oh, showing everyone.
Whoa.
Fucking Frank.
My God.
Yes,
You
Frank
nuts?
Bank on full display. I'm interested to see how much overlay we have here. You know, I think you took one path that was on my board. None of Jake's paths are on my board. I was thinking more it's a deeper draft, and there's so many ways to go that
There's angles.
there might not be a lot of.
I've got a
You can
question.
find your own little rabbit hole on
Is this an all-star team of Franks? Best Franks? Or does it have to be like a unit of Franks?
Not unit.
I don't have them working together.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I've never
Just
liked,
wanted to make sure.
I've never liked.
Just
that
want to make
aspect.
sure. That's
I
fine.
liked it. I would have been open to it
Letters
for
at
numbers.
play.
I liked it for letters a lot.
Letters at play.
We can do some of them that way. This is not one I've prepped.
BBD.
Your first pick.
With my number 1, Frank, I'm taking Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Wow.
You look at any of his election maps, it's overwhelmingly popular. So popular, he's elected 3 times. They changed how presidents worked. You weren't allowed to do more than 2 terms of work. They hadn't done it before that.
Yeah, a little bit of a
They
tyrant.
changed the rules.
He was on my board.
It was on my board as well.
Didn't have him as a first rounder.
The New Deal.
I think it was a strong second rounder. But hey, build your team around Franklin Roosevelt. I get it, man. President.
Yeah, I mean,
Historically, he's like the most popular
It
president.
feels
ever.
kind of like if this was
By
fantasy
the people
baseball.
yeah.
It feels like you took the top starting pitcher. Like you took DeGrom. You
Yes.
had Trout. and
He
some of the other
wasn't,
guys.
so in my categories, he was on my board, but he wasn't top of the category I had him placed.
It's a good pick.
So, like, I wanted him later on. I really did, but I'm fine with you
I like
grabbing
it.
him. And I think it's a good pick.
I think there's a one that
he was on all our boards.
Yeah, he's on all our boards, and I think there's a guy who most people I think would have taken number 1. Not my style. I like the comp to the first, taking a pitcher first.
I'm
know what I'm
assuming I'm going to take who's on your board. If I got first pick, I was going to take the 1 pick. Frank Sinatra.
Yeah,
He's, he's
he's not
the king
my
of-
Frank.
He's the king of cool. I mean, you just say Frank Sinatra, and everyone's like, oh. Like, he was your favorite person's favorite person. And he still resounds. I mean, through the stadium. I don't need to defend it.
Okay. All right. Sinatra. Sinatra's cool.
King of cool.
Yeah. What's your favorite Frank Sinatra song?
Start spreading my shoes.
Ooh, okay. Yankee fan?
I am.
My favorite Sinatra
Fly
song
with me.
is Summer Wind.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You put that on during the start of summer?
I end up singing that in my Louis Armstrong voice. That's my only problem. Summer winds
Came blowing in from across the sea. It lingered there
So I'm sorry, Frank.
without a care.
My way. I mean,
My Way's
fly me
pretty
to
good.
the moon. Frank's got it. Frank was it, baby.
All right. With my
Very
first
good.
round pick, I am
back.
taking Benjamin Franklin.
Ooh.
Who,
He was the third Frank I wrote down.
He was my consensus top historical real person. He was my number one real person. Benjamin Franklin, diplomat, sexaholic,
Yeah, kind of a creep.
big creep, invented a ton of shit. Would have been the first president if he wasn't so old and fucking Parisian hookers too often.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah. No, he was too old. But yeah, Benjamin Franklin. He was also a troll. I mean, I don't know if you know the stories about this. There was a guy, a satirist, who wrote a pamphlet, and Ben Franklin came up with his own anonymous, like he created an identity who wrote a competing pamphlet, and in his pamphlet declared that the other guy died when he didn't actually die, but everyone thought that guy died. And when the guy was like, I'm not dead, he was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
he came back from life. Like Benjamin Franklin's comedy holds up, which is kind of incredible.
Yeah. I mean,
He's my number one historical Frank.
I like Benjamin Franklin. I think in the historical world, I was leaning Roosevelt just because Ben Frank does have the creep and troll aspect could be spun the other way too. But I mean, he's Ben Franklin. He's a legend.
I was gonna say some mean stuff about FDR, but just to disparage your pick, but I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Like, he's really cool.
So popular they changed the rules.
Well, he went against the rules.
He was a problem.
He went against precedent. He didn't go against rules.
Yes, he was kind of a problem.
His book, The President Against Precedent.
Also, like if you wanted to really
Not out
you
yet.
wanted to be really mean, you'd be like,
Sure.
I couldn't even fucking walk, stuff like that. If you wanted to be mean,
Jimmy.
Yeah. Didn't love his wife at all, had a girlfriend on the side. Come on.
The wife Eleanor. Who's your second pick?
My second pick is my number one fictional Frank, and it's Frank Reynolds.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
And I that's why I wanted the wraparound, because I thought I would be able to grab those two. My number one real and my number one fictional. Frank Reynolds is obviously it's DeVito and he's funny already, but like the way they write that character.
It's the best character.
Yeah.
I mean, can I play my favorite soundbite ever?
Sure.
Him talking about the good life. It's the funniest thing.
All right, what makes me okay? All right, what makes me happy? It's like, at night, I ride around town in a limousine, partying, having a good time. When I'm on my way home, I pass a bum. I take a balloon with some champagne in it, lob it out, and beat him. He only gets a little bit in his mouth. He doesn't get the whole thing, not even a full sip of it. And you say, hey, how do you like a taste of the good life, you sack of shit?
Honestly, I think that's my favorite joke in television history. Like, that is so fucking funny, and the way he delivers it is so great. Not even a full sip.
I mean, yeah, he was the number one TV movie character on the board. Danny DeVito, at that point of his career, joining the It's Always Sunny game, changing the game, and Danny DeVito going full tilt.
Yeah.
I mean, past full tilt.
Do you know the story of the one time
Places people have never been on television.
they made him naked come out of a couch? The only time he ever vetoed a script because they were like, let's see what he'll say no to.
You have to at a certain
They
point.
had him getting raped in every scene. They wrote a script for him getting like raped in every scene, and like he was like
goes to
he
jail or
finally broke, and he came to them, and they're like, these guys. And they're like, okay, cool.
Found the line.
I wanted to make sure you have a line.
It's good to know the line. It's a good pick. It's a good pick. Okay. Okay. Some good Frankage so far. I think so. I kind of got to play BBD here on the double. I think what I'm gonna do, and I think this still might even be a little before BBD, but he's an all-time movie character for our generation. I will quote him for the rest of my life. Any of his scenes, the loud ones or the quiet ones, are some of the best. It's Frank the Tank from Old School. Will Ferrell.
He was on my board. He was my second fictional character.
I listed him the same way as you. I do have a drop off. Well, not necessarily. I've got a couple medium ones, but he's all time. I mean, if you're one of our younger people and you haven't done Old School, do it. Oh my God! Listen to some of the small banter in that movie. It's so good. The highs and lows of Frank the Tank, forgetting it's his birthday, and just like when he's slamming cabinets shut with the hockey stick.
No, I haven't watched that in a while.
Oh my God!
But I just thought of like 10 different quotes that you can say. I mean, streaking is obviously the big one. Streaking's the big one. Hey, nice green hat is like a subtle one. Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know if we'll have enough time. It's a good one.
Oh my God!
A real quiet one is when he's got his blow up doll, and they're like, "Nice blow up doll, Frank." And he goes, "Yeah, she's all right."
Watch if you're unfamiliar. Somehow, I don't want to say it in a
You're
rude
my
way.
boy, Blue.
Yeah,
was like the
You're
most
My
popular
Boy
thing.
Blue. Watch the therapy scene and not laugh. And that's it. So
Nobody freak out. Oh my God,
BBD, are you? Was that like on your board? I know you're a couple.
You're
He was
crazy,
an
man. I like you, but you're crazy. It's the whole fucking movie.
I don't have an Old School attachment.
Right.
So I wouldn't have picked. I've only seen it, I think, twice.
Okay.
So I don't have a big.
Right.
I wouldn't have snaked him there.
Okay.
Am I up?
You're back to back, baby.
All
Spin
right.
it.
With my next Frank, I'm taking Frank Robinson.
Okay. Yep.
He's got one of the most fascinating baseball reference pages. He has like the most like accolades at the top of anybody. I think we still haven't found somebody with
Frank
more.
Robinson. Yeah.
Hall of
Wasn't on my
Famer.
board. Wow.
It was on my board.
Manager as well. There's a few different baseball Franks you can go with, and I think he's the clear-cut number one baseball Frank.
He was my number one baseball Frank.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Blanked on him. Wasn't on my board at all.
Yeah. What's he got? 586 homers, World Series MVP, Gold Gloves, Triple Crown, batting title,
more accolades than anyone.
Manager of the Year.
I think I tweeted that out at one point. Like, he has more accolades than any other player. I've never seen.
That's why I'm shocked you're saying you didn't have him.
I don't think he's like.
Because I stole that. He came onto my radar.
I don't think you put that on the graphic. A lot of people. I don't think it perks him up. I guess is the way I was thinking of it.
It should.
Okay.
So you're saying I should have a perk up pick?
No, you should have. Round 2. What's your round 3 pick?
And Frank.
Oh, that's awful.
Wow.
Attacking the historical significance with all 3 of my Franks. 3
Yeah.
of the most historically significant Franks ever. Probably 3, potentially 3, certainly 3 of the top 10.
Yeah, you're
Ben
really
Franklin's in that
going
mix.
for the sympathy vote here with the polio and then and Frank's. I mean, I don't know how to. I don't. Yeah, I mean, you kind of deflated the room.
She's an all-time Frank.
She's
an all-time Frank. There's no denying that. She's an all-time Frank. Was not on my board.
No, yeah.
I thought I'd be able to save her, but Tell me I need a shocking pick. There should be screaming.
It's a shock.
If Frank Reynolds was still there,
Frank Reynolds wasn't getting back to you.
Yeah, I didn't think he was.
I thought you were taking him with the one pick for sure.
Yeah. All right. You're up, Jake. How are you gonna play off Anne Frank?
Okay.
Yeah, dare you guys to say something bad about Anne Frank.
Promiscuous.
This
They cut all those chapters out, though. That's true.
I mean,
Yeah, her dad cut those out.
Yeah.
this person didn't go through the same adversity, but faced their own adversity. I'm going with Frankenstein.
I was going to take it.
He's on my board.
All time Frank.
I was going. He was literally going to be the next pick if you didn't just grab him. So that's a good pick.
He
almost plays into a category of his own. That's why I liked him a lot.
Frankenstein is all time. How many people know Frankenstein? If someone didn't know Frankenstein, you'd be like, whoa. What?
Yeah.
And second reference on this show, and former listener, might still be a listener sometimes. Nobody likes Rob Urban.
Yeah.
Rob Urban, our meathead friend, 6'2", jacked as you can be, blue eyes. Some girls were interested in talking to him at bars when we used to go to the bars a lot. And he would introduce himself and he'd go, "Name's Frankenstein, but you can call me Frank." And man, you've never seen girls less interested. You've never seen girls go from interested to less interested with that pickup line. So, Frankenstein, young Frankenstein.
Are you picking the monster or the doctor? I was gonna let that sit, and circle back at the end.
It's
but
the
I'll
monster.
give you, just making sure.
It's the monster.
We all knew it would have been very nitpicky of me to come at you.
If you
for it.
see a kid go
I
out as
figured.
Dr. Frankenstein from Halloween, just kill them.
Yeah,
So they
just making sure it's very clear for the
don't
people.
bring down
You
our
don't
society.
you don't like young Frankenstein?
Young Frankenstein. I do, but I mean the monster is attached to him. I picked up a lot with Frankenstein. You get Halloween, you get the movie franchises, you get a lot.
Okay. I'm in a real interesting spot now.
Okay.
Since you took that from me.
You currently have Benjamin Franklin and Frank Reynolds.
Yeah, I got the first two picks I wanted.
Similar guys.
I'm really excited about that. I mean, kind of similar guys. Super rich,
Short.
trolls, short, bald,
Same hairstyle.
bald with a mullet, yeah.
Same hairstyle.
There's a route I can go that I think might play to the audience, but like isn't true to me at all.
Be true to your draft.
I'm not going to do that.
Be true to your draft.
I'm going to take... I'm going to take Frank's red hot sauce.
Okay.
It's kind of like it's a great ingredients hot sauce. It's not my favorite hot sauce, but it's a staple. Like
It's the hot
I
sauce
would never
with Frank
say
in it.
no. I don't think many people would say
Which is
no,
really important.
and it would say no. Yeah, I don't think any people would say no to it. And like a lot of buffalo chicken recipes call for it. So yeah, I like Frank's red hot sauce.
It's a predominant hot sauce. I'm not a hot sauce guy. Was not on my board,
I knew that. Yep.
which is fine because it is on your. It makes sense why it's not on my board. But I am a sucker for a good marketing campaign, and Frank's. I mean, I put that shit on everything.
Yeah.
That's as good as it gets.
Pretty good.
That's as good as it gets.
Good, yeah. And then my next pick. This is. I thought this was going to be my 5th round pick,
Okay.
but I'm going to take it now. Frank Abagnale Jr.
Ah.
All right, I'm glad I took it. I knew that I knew it would be on your board.
So the real life person, I guess the depiction
They're the
too.
same. They're the same.
Yeah.
If you don't catch me, if you can, Frank Abagnale Jr., Leonardo DiCaprio,
Yeah,
con man.
Yeah, I was about to ask who is that?
He's an all-time con man.
One of the all-time con mans. And then in the movie, Leo plays him, and he's
It's a good movie.
It's a really good movie. I knew, Jake, you might have him on your board, and I didn't want to risk you getting 2 picks, so I bumped him from 5 to 4. But I mean, yeah, it's one of the all-time con mans and a great movie. So Frank Abagnale Jr.
It's a good pick. BBD it's a great watch. It's Leo and Tom Hanks in their prime. So go check out Catch Me If You Can if you get a chance. And
I've seen a few like scenes from it.
it's just a wild.
We quote it all the time when we say, "Too mice."
Yeah. At this point, I think part of what makes it great is like it was the last. Not cook in the books, because I mean Wolf of Wall Street, Leo kind of depicts that as well. But I mean he just lived a totally fake life and nobody questioned it.
Yeah. It was like 18 and it was a fake doctor.
And it was like I think the last time you could really do that.
It's a great movie.
It's a good flick.
Based on a crazy human being.
Leo. Okay. I like it. So I had ruled out Abagnale going with
Two fictional characters.
Frank the Tank and yeah.
That's why I needed to go. I
Frankenstein.
needed to go red hot because I didn't want to go two fictionals back to back.
I'm a little surprised it's still here. I think I'm gonna do it. Can I take the hot dog Franks?
Frankfurters?
Frankfurters? Hot dogs?
On
You're
my
taking
board.
Frankfurters.
I mean, it's often referred to
on
as
my
a
board,
Frank.
yeah.
You know,
That's a
But
clean
I mean,
pick.
if
A
you're
lot
going
of
to tweet out a
ballparks-
graphic, you can't just say Frank. You have to
I
say
put
Frankfurter.
Frankfurter under it, parentheses, hot dog.
No.
There's a picture.
Yes.
People
No.
know you picture.
Is
but
there- there's
people-
a picture of it above
People know
there.
what a Frankfurter
I mean,
is.
Fenway,
selection
Frank,
is
everyone's got their
Frankfurters.
different names for it, but
My grandma refers to them only as Frankfurters. It's hilarious.
that is hilarious in the
love
Jomboy home.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm surprised it's still
Frankfurter.
got here. I
That's how
mean,
you pronounce it.
huge, and I think add a ball game, a hot dog, just what it is as a part of society. It's so gross, but we've embraced it. 4th of July.
Well, it was a very early addition
Sam's opening day.
to my list.
Oh, I think it was the first thing I wrote on my
Frank.
list.
The first thing I wrote was FDR,
The hot
Sinatra,
dog Frank.
Franklin, and then Frankfurters.
I had Frank's Red Hot as my number one food or like object, non-human, and then I had Frankfurter as two.
Okay. BBD with the wraparound to finish your team, right?
Yeah, this is I'm finally going to a fictional Frank.
Okay.
I'm very happy because I thought there was a chance you were gonna take him last round. I risked not taking him in my last round but you guys had taken your favorite fictional Franks. I'm taking Frank Costanza.
Okay. It was on my board.
Was on my board as well.
I love him
All-time character.
very much. All-time character. He recently passed away, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Ben Stiller's Jerry Stiller,
Jerry
right?
Stiller?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think within
I believe
last
so. Yeah.
several months.
Yeah.
Just an all-time character, all-time show.
It's a good fictional one.
Yeah.
It was my third fictional Frank. Or
He's
no,
my-
it
he's
was
my number
no,
two
no.
fictional
No,
Frank.
no. I'm sorry.
He
was
got-
not. I had Reynolds, Frank the Tank, Abagnale, and one more than him.
He's my number two fictional Frank.
But I'm not the hugest
He's a
Seinfeld
snag.
guy, so I know that that will play huge in that community.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's tough for him being lumped with Frank Reynolds, I think.
Yeah, having to put them side by side. I think at
At his time, yeah.
they were probably viewed pretty similarly.
Yes.
I think Frank Reynolds is what would have happened if they let Frank Costanza be a main character.
A little bit.
And
a
like
little bit.
be 15 years later.
I like it.
But yeah,
Final
I'm
pick.
very happy I got him and when I got him. And my final pick, Frank Ocean. I
Okay.
knew you guys weren't gonna take, but
Is that singer?
yeah, he's not like gonna crack any of my favorites, but a lot of people do love him, and I like many of his songs. So, Frank Ocean.
What's one of his songs? Frank Ocean. What first thing that comes up is what happened to Frank Ocean?
I think he hasn't put anything out in a long time.
He was hot in the streets for a
This
while.
is also me
It was-
playing the graphic a little bit. I had a Hail Mary pick that I'll talk about after the draft, but I didn't want to spoil it with that. So Frank Ocean is also just a very safe pick for where I'm getting him.
I don't know much about him. See
What's
the one
his-
that had the song Farce Gump?
Maybe.
Yes. He played it at the Grammys. That's the only thing I know about him. What's wrong, Jake?
I'm between a few Franks.
Okay. So BBD's team is
Frank
done.
Ocean.
My team is done.
FDR, Frank Robinson, and Frank Costanza, Frank Ocean.
The gang. Frank Ocean's very famous. I don't know a lot of this stuff.
He's very famous.
I don't think I'd go to
It's
dinner
not
with
even
that
that
crew.
I'm.
Ooh. It's not necessarily a dinner crew.
I know. I was just
Never
thinking.
said that.
Just thinking.
Okay. So I had one last thing I wanted to look up with Frank's. I'm not going to draft this guy, but he's a well-liked Frank. I have to go with myself. This is my team. He's a guy I adore. More than your average clam. I'm going with Frank Caliendo.
Yeah, he was on my board, and I just laughed when I wrote him down. I'm like, only Jake likes him.
A lot of people like him. Not as many people like him as much as I do. There's another pick that probably plays with the people more, but Caliendo's my guy.
I love him as a pick for you.
And how he's developed, man. I mean,
me and BBD couldn't have chosen him.
it would have been. It
You
would
were
have.
smart to save him for the last round. We're gonna lose the lights.
We're gonna lose the lights for a second.
Oh my god.
Back. Yeah, no, it would have been. It would have been it would have been a snipe at me if one of you guys did it. For the last round, I didn't know how the draft would play out. I'm fine with the pick.
Okay. For my last pick, I am taking Aretha Franklin. There is nothing like listening to her sing Amazing Grace. I mean,
Would you ever call her Frank?
no, Franklin. Same with Benjamin Franklin. If you're going to veto that, you had to veto Benjamin as well, which you had on your board.
Everyone calls him Ben Frank, though.
I've never heard
I
that.
call him.
You do. No, Aretha Franklin's documentary of her out soon, singing Amazing Grace at a choir. I mean, I don't get like spiritual, but that will move you. It's incredible. Happy to grab her to round out the team.
That's very good value.
It's good value. It just
Certainly.
feels a little off. In my head, I'm
don't-
not blaming this on you. In my head, I have Benjamin Franklin as a Frank. I do not have Aretha Franklin as a Frank.
And you can see how that
And that's
doesn't
just
make
a head-
much sense, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally on board with her counting as a Frank.
Because so did Benjamin.
'Cause
It's
I get
the
it.
Same exact thing.
I get it.
I ended up not going with anyone that I had to like play off them being a Frank, but I had many like that on the board.
All right. I'm very happy with my team. I don't know.
I love my team.
We didn't have the chat open.
Chad,
We
miss
finally
you guys.
opened the chat.
Yeah, I'll open it up.
Miss you guys.
It's going to
bad right
maybe
now.
have some feedback real quick.
Franklin as a Frank. Oh,
Okay.
There we
go. I warned everyone.
good feedback. Good
All right.
feedback.
Chat, we're back with you. We got you up.
Aretha. Love you, chat.
Do we have any just misses we want to discuss?
Frankness. I was going to go that route if I didn't get Aretha
Being
Franklin.
frank,
Yeah,
I thought that
it's
would
just
have been
being honest and
debated,
being
yeah.
open.
Oh,
I like that
yeah.
a lot. So I was going to just like,
I was thinking I didn't know how to like phrase it for like I am picking this.
Yeah.
I did think about it.
I thought both baseball players were just incredibly boring. Frank Thomas and Frank. So like I was.
Frank Thomas, I
Frank
considered.
Thomas
He's
had
the
some
big hurt.
personality.
Like, again, that's
I
a
met him
little
once.
before your baseball hours kind of kicked in, but Frank Thomas, I mean, the big hurt.
Yeah.
He was his own thing.
Franklin the Turtle was on mine, and I knew that would play, but I've never watched a single episode or really even know what Franklin the Turtle is. So
I know I have a few Franklin the Turtle books in my house. He was on my board.
I knew that was popular, but
would Frankie Lindor have played?
Yeah.
So Francis's would have played. I didn't know how hot of a debate that was going to get with you guys.
I had a few of them.
I've
on
heard the
there.
name
Then
Frankie
there's-
Lindor before.
Right.
Yeah,
I've
heard
never
them.
heard Aretha Frank.
Well, I've never heard Ben
Well,
Frank before, like once.
My sleeper, if
One
I
of
needed
Ken's bad songs he used to play all throughout college says me and Ben Frank. So wrong.
my like Hail Mary at the end if I needed it, which I don't think would have gotten me there, but it was just a good joke to make at the end. I had Francisco Franco on my board because it's 2 Franks for the price of 1.
Frank?
Francisco Franco is his name. He was the general that led the overthrowing
Oh.
of the Second Spanish Republic.
I had Frank Francisco. He was a baseball player for a while.
Ah,
He's a Frank.
yeah,
A
2
lot-
for the price of
A
1.
lot of people are upset we
If
don't have.
I didn't feel good about my first 4 rounds, Frankie
Cheer
Muniz was
yourself
on
up.
my board.
Yeah.
Chat. I
He
had him-
wasn't on
I
mine.
thought for sure I was gonna end up with him.
Frank Gallagher was the next fictional guy I had, and that's my whole board. Frank Zappa is the chat is
Hot.
upset we didn't pick Frank Zappa.
Sorry, guys.
What's the Frank Zappa song? Is he in a band or does he just go by Frank Zappa? I know nothing about Frank Zappa.
Yeah.
I know nothing.
I know
about
the
him.
name,
The
I
second,
don't-
Yeah.
The second, I told the people out there we were doing Franks. I heard multiple Frank Zappa mentions over the last couple days. Like, just not on my radar at all. So I think it would have helped for graphic purposes, but
I had
I couldn't do that.
I had Frank Lampard.
Who's that?
He's one of the best soccer players ever. Still going. Once you tap in the soccer community, almost unfair, so I didn't do that to you guys.
Do either of you think James Franco?
Yeah, I
did
thought
not.
about drafting them as the Franco brothers.
The Franks.
So that, and then it also would have been a 2 for the price of 1, but that would have been vetoed. And then you were going to tell me to pick my favorite Franco, and I was like, I guess I got to pick James, but like he kind of stinks. So
It's James.
It's James.
like I like Dave Franco quite a bit.
The one I had that again, this would have been giving it to Denzel Washington a little bit, but it's the same thing as Frank Abagnale. Frank Lucas.
Who's that?
He was the drug guy, American Gangster. Denzel.
Yeah,
I mean, incredible role.
Someone call an ambulance. That's the first line of that movie.
My man.
My man.
Still has some staying power there.
I was a big part of my heart when we were talking fictional characters, and this would have only gotten a laugh out of me, Frank Stent.
Frank Stent, yeah, that would have been a terrible pick.
That's a YouTube video Jake and I watch a lot. It has like 10,000 views, but we watch it a
That
lot.
would have been a god-awful pick.
It wasn't going to win, but I reference something from there most days.
Yeah. The only other thing that I was
gotten me and Zach pretty good.
The only other thing I was trying to tie in was Frank Barone, who was the dad from Everybody Loves Raymond, and apparently I talk about Everybody Loves Raymond all the time now. Peter Boyle, famous actor. I've mentioned it on here the past couple weeks.
I haven't seen that show in a while. I didn't know his name was Frank.
So he's the dad, hilarious character. He played the monster, Frankenstein.
Yeah, you played
and young Frank. So I was trying to figure a way to tie that together, like Peter Boyle as Frank. But I think that would have been too many strings live in the draft.
Yeah.
Live in the draft strings.
Who's Lisa Frank?
Lisa Frank.
I gotta be honest. I haven't known a single Frank the chat's talking about, so they're probably gonna be pretty upset with me.
Very.
Frank, America businesswoman.
I was surprised that I was able to come up with as many Franks as I did for my
I was
Frank
happy I
band.
got 12. Jake said he had 18.
Once you start rolling on
I had
Franks,
more. I mean, I did some heavy research and just wrote down every Frank that I could come across, so it's kind of cheating as far as just assembling my Frank bank.
So you had no Frank athletes near play.
You were never going to go with one?
And the first thing, because I have been missing the sports angle week after week here, and you guys have been getting it. So I went and I looked for athletes named Frank, and none of them moved the needle for me at all. So I just said, all right, screw it.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a basketball Frank.
I wanted I wanted a historical. I wanted TV movie, and then I wanted athlete, then non-human, then like a fifth whatever. But all the athletes, nothing spoke to me.
That's what I was trying to depict before the draft, because it does matter, but it doesn't matter. That you needed to kind of cover the Frank spectrum.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I was really happy with Hot Dogs, because I thought that was the only thing that could be in that lane.
Yeah.
But yeah, because if someone went all Frank TV characters, I would have been like, guys.
Yeah, no,
No
that's just part. I mean, maybe you think people will vote if there's just all historical people. But yeah, I wanted to cover the spectrum a little bit.
Frank Ntilikina. I did consider Francis Scott Key.
He was
Who's that?
He was high on my list.
One-hit wonder.
Yeah. Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I forgot to give him real consideration when it came down to making picks. I never came close to taking him, but Frank Gehry, Frank Lloyd Wright.
Frank Lloyd Wright was I thought about him, and then I was like, I don't think anyone.
I've got no attachment to
that-
Frank Lloyd.
That's
I had
why-
no tagline I could give with it.
Exactly. I had him on my board, and then I was like, I don't think anyone truly cares about this. Like, I don't think it's gonna move the needle for anyone.
Like, dude,
I figured
great job.
he'd be a value Frank at the end if I needed him, but
Franklin the Turtle would have won the draft. Yeah, that's when I said I think there's a pick here over Abagnale that would win the masses. But I had to be true to myself, and Frank Abagnale Jr. is better than Is it called Franklin the Turtle? What's that show called?
I think it's
I
just
think
called
it's
Franklin.
the Turtle. I don't know.
To be frank, should have gone. That was my next pick if I could.
If we had mandated like industries to take everything from, and one had to be like a not person,
Non-human Franks.
The chat is
then I think I would have ended up with being Frank.
Chad is upset we didn't take Frank Thomas.
Yeah, it's a baseball company.
Well, there's I couldn't double up baseball Franks.
It's
and
true.
I took the clear-cut number one baseball Frank if you're going to go there.
I like your draft, Jake.
I consider Thomas.
Caliendo, I don't like.
Yeah, no. Hey, man, I play the draft for me. If the people like it, good, and they always do, baby. Frankenstein felt good for me. Frankenstein felt good. Like him.
That's the Frank draft.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in.
Tweet your Franks at us. Tweet me a picture of your Franks.
Yeah, like Frank and Beans. I thought about that
Frank and Beans.
because it's such a funny movie scene, but I was like,
It's fun to say.
pretty honed in.
Yeah, that would have been. I think that probably would have been the biggest region I struggled to come up with anybody if we did it that way, and I was happy we didn't.
I think,
take
I
your
don't like
Franks.
forcing the regions that much.
When it makes sense, I like it. When we need a little spice to the draft, I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
Like
Twists.
states, it made perfect sense to do that. Numbers, it made perfect sense to do that.
A good twist.
Yeah. All right, there you go.